It's the champ, Shannon the Cannon, two-time heavyweight champion of the world. And you're watching Sports Icons. Subscribe. Let's go, champ. Let's go, champ. Let's go, champ. Champ.
I really do like internet trolls. They kind of make me feel intelligent, some of them. They really do. I'm not the most intelligent guy. I don't sit here pretending to be. I know a lot of channels do. They pretend and they lie that they're some kind of accountants or they're lawyers or they're coaches for boxing or whatever else it may be, okay? But anyway, doesn't really matter. The important thing is, on this one, is that there's a new narrative going around that Wilder earned $20 million when he took on Tyson Fury. Straight away, I know a lot of you guys listening to this video are very intelligent already. In fact, you don't have to be very intelligent, just have a little bit of common sense to know that is a made-up number. $20 million, hell no. So quite where they're getting it from, Lord only knows. They just try and pull numbers out of the air, but yet, have you noticed they never do anything to back it up? They never show anything to back it up. So this is where I come in, and I'm pretty sure some other channels will follow suit, and maybe they've done it before also to counteract this new narrative that Wilder earned 20 million. Why are they doing that? Well, because Joshua said that he will pay Deontay Wilder double what he made against Tyson Fury to meet him on April 13th at Wembley Stadium. So in other words, if Wilder made 20 million, that's 40 million that Joshua is guaranteeing Deontay Wilder. Even though Deontay Wilder, he said, no amount of money, doesn't matter what it is that Team Joshua offer, I'm not fighting him on April 13th. He's not interested in undisputed, okay? So, all that aside, that's why they're coming up with this 20 million, which is ludicrous. So anyway, let's do a little 101 breakdown, and it's very, very basic. I know a lot of you guys don't need me to do this, but there are some people who do, and even though that they watch this video, they still won't get it. Or they will, but they just don't want to admit it. And these are the same people who, for the longest time, were saying, why is it that Joshua fans talk about money and how much Joshua earns and blah, 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 blah. We here in America, we don't care about that. All we want is the fight. We just want the best first to best. I don't care how much Joshua makes. I don't care how much Wilder makes, blah, 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 blah. But then suddenly, when Joshua and Wilder are in negotiations, suddenly they all become geniuses overnight. Mathematical geniuses, okay? They all come out with as if they have a history of chartered accountants, okay? So, as I said, a little bit of breakdown. So, all of this is fact, and of course, there will be some assumptions on my part as well. And I'll make it quite clear which ones are assumptions as we go along. So, the fact is, Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury were given a guaranteed purse, okay? So, Wilder's guarantee was 4 million, Tyson Fury's guarantee was 3 million. So no matter how well the event did, even if it flopped badly and made zero money or lost money, these guys would still get their 4 million and 3 million respectively, okay? So Wilder, 4 million, that's how much money is going to go into your bank, okay? We're not really going to look at what the Tyson Fury bit, because nobody's claiming that Tyson Fury got 20 million or anything, okay? So let's just say that Wilder, he's guaranteed that 4 million no matter what, okay? So we're very clear on that. That was his flat fee of $4 million. Now, in order for him to start earning more money from Showtime, that will be dependent on the pay-per-view numbers, okay? But he will not earn not one penny more than his guaranteed 4 million until it hits the 250,000 pay-per-view buys set by Showtime. Once it goes past 250, that's when Wilder will start earning more money, more than the 4 million, okay? So there is a common one that most people, most so-called experts, again, I don't know the credentials, but the so-called experts are saying that it's done 320,000 pay-per-view buys, which isn't bad, really, for a first pay-per-view. Yes, we know it was Tyson Fury. He was the star. He was the pulling power behind all of this with his backstory and all that kind of thing, okay? We know Wilder just happened to be just part of it, okay? He was just being taken along for the ride. We get that. But either way, Wilder was the A-side in this one. If he's guaranteed a 4 million and Tyson Fury's guaranteed 3 million, you can see who the A-side in the negotiations was. It was Wilder, okay? So 320,000 pay-per-view buys. Again, I know like a lot of these channels and Wildettes will start pulling other pay-per-view figures out of the air. Although Isn't it strange though? Because usually a pay-per-view event in America, the official numbers get released 3 or 4 days later. We're now a month later and we still don't have the official numbers. Weird that, isn't it? Is it a case of that they're embarrassed by it? Maybe it really did flop. Maybe. Or they're trying to find out a way to fiddle the numbers, or just try and make out like, you know what, if we don't talk about it, if we don't do anything, then eventually people will just forget about it. Personally, I think that they're a little bit embarrassed by it, or they're looking for a way to fiddle the numbers. So, anyway, 320,000 pay-per-view buys. That will be 70,000 pay-per-view buys over their flat line. Okay, so Wilder would have made a cut out of those 70,000 pay-per-view buys from Showtime. Okay, so are you with me so far? Now, of course, there are other sources out there saying that, these so-called experts are saying that it actually did 270,000 pay-per-view buys. Again, I don't know their credentials, so I don't know how legitimate they are. Okay, so I'm not going to go with that one. I'm actually going with a higher end, just to be generous to Wilder. Okay, so 320,000 pay-per-view buys. That is 70,000 over the 250 flat line. So Wilder would have made a cut, not all of it, but a cut of $5.25 million. Okay, how do I come up with that number? Well, each pay-per-view is $75 times by 70,000. Get your calculators out. $5.25 million. So Wilder got a cut of that. Tyson Fury got a cut of that. PBC got a cut of that. Showtime certainly got a cut from that, and rightly so. So therefore, Wilder would have been, I don't know how much percentage that he was guaranteed to earn for every pay-per-view thereafter 250. I don't know. For Joshua, I once heard Eddie Hearn say it was 25% of each pay-per-view Joshua gets. Again, I'm going on memory. I could be way off on that one. Okay, but let's just say that Wilder got 25% of each pay-per-view. So 25% of $5.25 million. Listen, it is what it is. But it isn't a lot, is it? It's not 16 million. We know that much. I don't have my calculator on me right now, but you're probably looking at what? 2 million? Yeah? Well, be just under 2 million. So let's just say Wilder got 2 million out of those 70,000. So 4 million plus 2 million, that's $6 million. That's just from Showtime. Okay? Now, all the sponsors around the arena, all the adverts on the TV, all that kind of thing, that would all go to Showtime and the PBC. Wilder may get a cut of that. It's possible, but that's not usually how it works. Wilder has his own sponsors, Everlast being one of them. And with a sponsored fighter, you get a recurring payment each and every month. So it's a flat fee spread across a year. Okay. Some sponsors do bonuses for a fight. Some do, some don't. We don't know if Everlast did. But if they did, how much would they have really given him? Let's just be stupidly generous and say they gave him a bonus of 1 million. So Wilder's currently sat on 7 million. So where's his other 13 million come from? I've heard some say that Al Heyman gave him a massive bonus. A massive bonus out of what? What bonus? How much money did the PBC and Al Heyman make out of this event to give him a huge bonus? Because it wasn't a win bonus, was it? Because he didn't win. He got a draw. It was a gifted draw. Most people know that Tyson Fury won that fight. But even so, the records show it was a draw. So it certainly wasn't a win bonus. And again, it's obvious that it was Tyson Fury who sold that event. It was him that made it as good as what he did. So far, we have Wilder, 4 million guarantee, 2 million from the extra pay-per-views, and $1 million bonus from his sponsorship of Everlast. Okay, so that's $7 million. And again, yes, I know I'm being generous with the 2 million and the 1 million there. So the other 13 million. Other avenues it could possibly be BT Sport. Of course, that was pay-per-view here in the UK. It was 5 o'clock in the morning. Again, he would have got a cut of that. Along Tyson Fury got a cut of that. BT Sport got a cut of that, much like they got a cut of the Showtime. One Showtime would have got a cut of BT Sport. Al Heyman would have, Frank Warren would have, and so on and so. So again, what are the pay-per-view numbers for BT Sport? We don't know. Here in the UK, for whatever reason, it's some kind of regulation that they don't release official pay-per-view numbers. They never have until maybe a year or two down the line. I don't quite know why they do that. But what we do know is a fight at 5 o'clock in the morning wouldn't have done that well. Bear in mind, if it's done 320 in the US, how much would it have done in the UK at 5 o'clock in the morning? 100? Maybe 200 if we want to be really, really generous. 200,000. So again, Wilder would have got a cut from that. But it wasn't 13 million though, was it? So again, listen, this is very basic stuff, isn't it? Wilder would be lucky to have got 10 million. Where am I getting these extra couple of million from? Potentially from other countries around the world, okay? Because it wasn't just America and the UK, as in anybody with access to Showtime and BT Sport pay-per-view. There are other countries who don't have these platforms, and there will be other ways. There will probably like a free-to-air on terrestrial. I don't believe any other country was pay-per-view. It's possible that there may have been one or two, but again, how well would they have done? Because outside of UK and the US, Tyson Fury not really a big star. Of course, Ireland and that as well. Wilder, certainly not. Wilder's not even a star in his own country, let alone anywhere else, for it to be pay-per-view. So there is no way in hell that Wilder made even past 10 million. Listen, that's quality money. That is excellent money. But again, the most one is that people are saying is that they pulled 14 million out of the air from somewhere. Again, they don't ever show proof of how this happened, but that's just what they want to go with. But yeah, even though 14 million is a really a reach, they're also now going with the 20 million. You people just make up stories. It's too easy to counteract. Far too easy. So where did the extra 16 million come from Deontay Wilder? When he was guaranteed 4 million, so where did the other 16 million come from? I've given you my little bit of a breakdown, and I was generous on it. He got a cut of 70,000 pay-per-view buys. Again, I was being generous with that one. It seems a little bit fishy to me that they haven't released the pay-per-view numbers. So maybe it didn't do 320. Maybe it did far less. Maybe it fell short of the 250. I don't know. We don't know. And until they officially release it, we don't know. So people coming out with 20 million, get back in your box. Okay? There is no way. Even with sponsorships, even with other channels and broadcasters around the world, it just doesn't happen. It does not happen. And Al Heyman is not going to give Deontay Wilder a bonus of over $10 million when he didn't even win. He put on a pathetic performance against a guy who was inactive for how long? Come on now. He embarrassed himself. He lost a whole lot of fans. A whole lot of them. A lot of them are looking at him now going, man, you actually lost to a guy that's what, 70%? After 2.5 years out for 2 taxi cab drivers, were in the ring with you on your home turf, and you needed the judges to help you out? Come on now. So anyway, those of you who say 20 million, stop lying. Everybody else, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope it made some kind of sense to you. Click the thumbs up, drop yourself a comment, subscribe. Catch you all on the next video.